Hey guys, this is Jake with P3. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install your multi-gauge in your 2010 to 2014 Mustang. This is going to work for all trim models. It'll be the same procedure, all engines, and it's an awesome install. It's very easy, very simple. I like this one just because you don't even need any tools. You just use your hands. So let's get in and get the gauge unboxed. And the first thing you will notice is our stop sheet. Big stop sign, so you stop and read this. Go over all this information. It's going to help you get started with your gauge. There's a basic layout, OBD2 harness, control box display, kind of a general procedure on how to get started. You've got your wiring diagram that shows you what each individual wire does, and you have your button functions as well. This is going to show you how to operate the gauge and get started. At the bottom, we have a link to our install page, p3gauges.com/install. And if you have any questions beyond this sheet, everything on the gauge is described start to finish there. So if you go over this and then you go to the install page and you still have a question, give us a call, shoot us an email, and we will get you taken care of. All of our gauges consist of 3 major components. We've got our display, which for this video is already installed in the vent. We have our control box, which is the brains of the gauge, and we have our OBD2 harness, which is how you connect to your car. We've also got the coveted P3 Gauges sticker that you can rep us on your car, toolbox, etc. Getting started, the first thing we always recommend is to temporarily connect the gauge to your car just to test it out and make sure everything's working. So go ahead and connect your display cable and OBD2 harness to the control box, and then you can plug this in just right down here at your OBD2 port. And then you will need to start your car. Our gauges are designed to come on and off with the engine, not just when you plug it in or with the ignition. So fire it up, make sure it comes on within a second or two and displays information, which it is. So we're good there. We can go ahead and continue with the install. So we will set this aside for a second. And the first thing I always do on this one is make sure your steering column is all the way down. Just release that handle, pull it all the way down and relock it. And then while we're over here, we will go ahead and gain access behind this panel. So you can just kind of release it partially. You don't even have to take it all the way out. We just want to be able to get our hands behind there. Now we can grab a hold of both these bezels and just pull straight towards you, and then release the tab to the left of the vent. Roll the top toward you, and it's just going to come right out like that. And that gives us access to the back of this vent. There's 4 locking tabs on the back of this vent. You just depress them one at a time while pushing forward on the vent, and you're going to very easily remove it from the trim. And we can set that aside. Now we'll grab our other vent with the display already in it. Feed your cable down through the opening, and then there's this one rib on top that will line up with this groove. So go ahead and line that up and then snap it into place, just like that. And then we can now take our display cable and feed it through the vent opening and right out the side dash. And while you're putting your trim back in place, just pull the slack from the cable out as you go. Now snap right back into place there. That's good. Now we can come down here, and we want to guide our display cable down to the floor right by your pedals. So I like to fold this cable in half like so, and it kind of stiffens it up and it lets you guide it at least for a few inches, and that'll help you get it right to where you want it to go, just like that. And then I like the cable to come on these down on the right side of the OBD2 port. Then you can plug it into your control box. And for the sake of just keeping this video short, and it's hard to get an angle up in there, I'm just gonna tuck this all up in here. It stays up there pretty well, but then you can zip tie and fasten this down however you'd like. So now we're left with the end of our OBD2 harness. Plug that right into the port. We can get our side trim snapped back into place. And that is literally it for this one. So now you can go ahead and start your engine back up. Make sure we're still functioning okay, which we are. All good to go there. And this one is done. If you've got any questions about this install or any of our other installs or products, please let us know in the comments below. Also check us out at our website, p3gauges.com, and we're on Instagram as well, at p3gauges. Thanks guys.